Good afternoon. I'm Russ Owen, Mayor of the City of New Smyrna Beach. Thank you for taking the time to join us today to attend our virtual community briefing on COVID-19. On March 11th, the World Health Organization first characterized COVID-19 as a pandemic. Less than a week later, on March 17th, my fellow city commissioners and I adopted a citywide emergency declaration. And since then, we've been actively monitoring and responding to COVID-19 in partnership with our county, state, and federal public health partners. And I have to share, basically every day, I have contacts with New Smyrna Beach residents on this challenging issue. And at their extremes, they're either demanding citywide shutdowns of all businesses and amenities or insisting that COVID-19 is nothing more than a hoax. Let me be clear, ignoring COVID-19 or attempting to justify inaction with amateur scientific assertions puts everyone at risk. At the same time, I don't believe this is a challenge that we can arrest or ticket our way out of. Those are draconian measures that our democratic principles and our individualistic culture are not built to withstand. I believe instead that successful communities are those in which citizens actively participate with elected leaders and form a strong team with a unified vision. I've watched our city come together in times past as we face challenges like wildfires and hurricanes. During those challenges, everyone takes a little extra time and puts forward a little extra effort and goes above and beyond in looking out for a neighbor and ensuring that we come through that event together as a community. Today we face a different type of challenge, but we must meet it with that same enduring spirit of looking out for a neighbor and ensuring we come together and come through this event and this challenge even stronger as a community. The bottom line is that until our region, state, or nation implements a more comprehensive response, it's incumbent on local governments to create an environment where the community spread of the virus is discouraged and individual citizens are working together to protect each other and to protect those that are most at risk among us. To that end, I reiterate the City of New Smyrna Beach's request from earlier this month that Volusia County reconsider its current position on beach access, especially on busy weekends. Our beach is a magnet that draws thousands of visitors to our city, and with each of them, possible community spread is introduced, with each stop and interaction those visitors have while in our town. I can report I've been in contact with the county and they're working on this issue, and I look forward to a balanced approach that works for all being announced soon. Today, I also call on residents, businesses, and visitors of New Smyrna Beach to come together and pull in a unified direction to help change the course of this pandemic in our town. To meet this challenge, every citizen and every visitor must commit to rigorously following the guidelines of the Center for Disease Control and local health officials. We must foster a new culture of heartfelt compliance with the simple guidance to back up, wash up, and mask up. These simple things, which are the best recommendations from experts with decades of experience combating outbreaks just like this one. These simple measures that cost basically nothing, they are the right thing to do, and they will help turn the tide and protect those that are most at risk among us. Our local businesses particularly play a key role in our response as a community. I urge you to embrace these protective measures for the health of your employees, your customers, and ultimately your business to avoid further forced closures. I applaud those businesses locally and even the national chains with the local presence that are enacting and adhering to safety measures. We're in this together, and we will get through this together, but only if we work together as one community. Today, I've asked representatives from the Florida Department of Health in Volusia County, AdventHealth New Smyrna Beach, and our city's fire chief and situation response manager to join us today and share more insight on the latest COVID-19 status. I'd first like to invite to the podium Holly Smith with the Florida Department of Health in Volusia County. Holly?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good morning, Holly Smith, Communications Manager and Government Liaison for the Florida Department of Health in Volusia County. I'd like to start today with a summary of today's data. As of this morning, Volusia County alone has 4,572 cases of COVID-19. That's an increase today alone of 215 new cases. These cases are coming from all over the areas of Volusia County, and I would like to remind everyone that this virus has spread and is continuing to spread throughout our community. In other words, we have community spread. So no matter where you live, what city you live in, you should be protecting yourself when you leave your home and no matter where you go. In other words, as the mayor said, wash up, back up, and mask up. Volusia County's 14-day positivity rate now, as of today, is above 11%. In June, that number was hovering around 2 to 3%. It was bouncing back and forth. The state has reported 79 deaths as of today. 50 of those deaths are associated with people in long-term care facilities. More detailed statistics by city or by zip code are available online, and these are updated every day. The address is flhealthcovid19.gov. That's flhealthcovid19, all run together, .gov. There are several reports on that webpage along with a statistical dashboard, and again, flhealthcovid19.gov. Asymptomatic spread also is occurring here in Volusia County. Between 20 and 30% of the people who are testing are going to get tested without having any symptoms at all. Again, 20 to 30% of people are testing asymptomatically, and even though they're asymptomatic, if they are positive, they can be spreading the virus throughout the community. That's why, as the mayor said, it's important to wash up, back up, mask up. That message will help to prevent the spread of COVID-19 here in Volusia County. The Department of Health is keeping an eye on the status of our healthcare systems. The number of COVID-19 positive people who are hospitalized continues to be much higher than it was in mid to late June. So in 1 month, we've seen a significant increase. However, Volusia's hospital systems are managing this increase, and they have plans in place in the event that they experience a surge in COVID-19 patients. Throughout our contact tracing and case investigations of our positive people, the Department of Health is continuing to hear incorrect information being provided to people who have been exposed to someone who is tested positive. So we would like to reinforce the correct information today. These are guidelines issued by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. If you are a close contact of someone who has tested positive, per the guidelines from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, you should stay home and self-isolate for 14 days from the day you last had contact with that person who tested positive. A close contact is anyone that you've been in contact with within 6 feet for at least 15 minutes or longer. And again, if you have been a close contact of anyone who's tested positive, you should stay home for 14 days from the date that you last had contact with that positive person. Many people think that they can get a negative test today and get out of their 14-day self-isolation. This is not accurate information. Here's why. The incubation period for this virus is up to 17 days. That means at any point during your 14-day isolation, you could develop COVID-19 from your exposure to the positive case, and you could pass it on to others. So even if you test negative on day 2, day 5, day 7, you still need to stay home for that full 14 days, no work, no socializing, no grocery store trips. The virus is spreading in our community, and that's why everyone needs to do their part. If you have tested positive, we ask you to please tell your close contacts and tell them that they must stay home for 14 days, no matter what. That's to keep from potentially spreading the virus to others. A little bit about testing. If you are looking to get tested, many private providers are offering COVID-19 testing, and there are ways to find out where you can go to get tested. One suggestion is to call your doctor and ask them what they suggest. Another option is to go online to volusia.org/testing. That's a page that has information updated frequently for where you can go to get tested. If you don't see something, check back. Again, the information changes all the time, but keep in mind, that is not a comprehensive list of all the providers. Those are the providers that Volusia County government is aware of, and they are listed on that page. Through June 24th, and weather permitting, the Department of Health will be scheduling appointments for COVID testing at locations in Volusia County. These are the department's clinical locations in Daytona Beach, New Smyrna Beach, and Orange City. These sites are the nasal swab test, and again, you must have an appointment to be tested. Information on this site and others in Volusia County, again, is on that webpage, and the address is volusia.org/testing. The Florida Department of Health is warning residents to be wary of potential coronavirus-related scams that target people during this pandemic. The health department does call our positive people and their close contacts. However, the health department will never ask you for your social security number. The health department will never ask you for your social security number. Protect yourself from scams. Never share your personal or financial information by text, by phone call, or by email. And government agencies will never ask you for personal information or for money. Don't click any links in a text message or an email that you are unsure of. And if someone shows up at your home and they claim to work for the Florida Department of Health, or if they're wearing all the personal protective equipment, please ask them for an identification. All Department of Health staff have that identification. One last reminder, to stop the spread of this disease to our vulnerable populations or to anyone, everyone should practice social distancing and wear a mask or a face covering when in public. This is the best way for everyone to protect each other, so step up, Volusia. Wash up, back up, and mask up. Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Hernandez from AdventHealth, New Smyrna Beach.
Thank you, and good afternoon. I want to thank first Mayor Owen for organizing this and for his work and effort in keeping our communities, our residents, and our visitors safe. I'd like to start by saying that at AdventHealth, the safety of our patients, our team members, physicians, and our community has and continues to be our top priority. Addressing concerns with the recent increasing cases of COVID-19 that we have seen, I would like to make sure that everybody understands that we are more prepared than ever to handle any increase in COVID-19 hospitalizations. We have adequate capacity, we have plenty of PPE on hand, hundreds more ventilators than we had before the pandemic started, and a seasoned team of caregivers with experience caring for COVID-19 patients. We're continuing to increase our testing capacity as well. We're currently conducting 20,000 tests per week just at our central care locations, and are making plans to increase both the number of tests available, but also the hours that testing is available. We strongly support any and all community masking initiatives and are aggressively advocating team members and the public to wear a mask whenever they are out in the community. Wearing masks may be the number one thing you can do to help reduce the spread of COVID-19. Masks help reduce transmission of any kind of droplets, and it's the best thing you can do to keep yourself safe and keep our economy open. It's also the most loving thing you can do for your community to keep them safe. We're also expanding our team of compassionate caregivers. With the rise in hospitalizations, we're actively recruiting experienced nurses, leveraging agency staffing, and activating partnerships to ensure the best possible experience for our patients. As always, we remind everyone that no one should go without medical care simply out of fear that they will contract COVID-19 in an emergency department, any other hospital setting, a physician practice, or urgent care. We have taken extreme measures to ensure our facilities are safe. On the other hand, we don't want you to go to the emergency department if you fear you have been exposed. Would like you to follow the guidelines that the Department of Health has just shared with us. Lastly, if you've overcome COVID-19 and would like to help others who are battling this infection, please contact us to donate your convalescent plasma. Local blood centers are collecting COVID-19 convalescent plasma from people who have recovered from coronavirus, so it can be transfused to patients with life-threatening infection to aid in their recovery. To learn if you are eligible to donate and to find your local plasma donation center, you can call the 1-877-VIRUS-HQ. That's 1-877-847-8747. Thank you. I would like to invite now to the podium the New Smyrna Beach COVID Response Manager, Shawn VanDemark.
Good afternoon. As the fire chief for the city of New Smyrna Beach, I am committed to tackling the COVID-19 virus at the local level. Given that nearly 10% of all U.S. cases have been reported in the state of Florida, places this threat at our back door. New Smyrna Beach presently has 189 confirmed cases, and more cases are an absolute certainty in the coming months. For the sake of our community, this is a time to reevaluate everything that we do in our daily lives. Your trips to the store, places of worship, schools, all have to be assessed, and precautions need to be taken to protect yourself and the people around you. As a community, we can do better. Social distancing has to be the norm. Hand washing and the wearing of a mask benefits everyone in New Smyrna Beach. Your small steps to limit the spread of COVID-19 can save lives, and your selflessness will impact everyone around you. We must not focus our energies on things that we cannot control, but rather correct and improve the things that we can. In both the New Smyrna Beach Police and Fire Department, we have been impacted by 2 positive firefighter cases, multiple police officer cases, and dozens of secondary exposures, which is equated to a loss of thousands of man-hours for our staff. Your fire department continues to staff its 4 stations and its ambulance crew with skilled and willing servants 24 hours a day, and the police department continues to patrol the streets and protect our citizens. We have taken great steps to protect our citizens, including the mandatory wearing of masks during every patient encounter, modified contact schedules, and a thorough cleaning of personnel, equipment, and vehicles after every call for service. This is a community health problem. Your fire department is dedicated to creating and maintaining the safest environment that we can for the citizens of New Smyrna Beach. Your continued support and partnership helps to strengthen this community. With proper hygiene and behaviors, we will soften the impact of COVID-19 to the people of New Smyrna Beach. We ask that you continue to practice proven and effective protection measures and evaluate every aspect of your daily life that can be adjusted to provide for a safer community. We are a community of families. We depend on each other to keep our New Smyrna Beach families safe and healthy. Thank you for doing your part.